Hey folks, Matt from Gryphon here. I'm with Mark Seal, and I met Mark a while ago doing some clinics and road shows, and we're going to talk about what's new for 16.
We have a lot of really cool things this year. In fact, we're doing a lot of 12 strings and kind of bringing a resurgence to that. When I was on the road last year doing road shows, we were kind of all over America doing them, and we took the 150E out with us on the road, which is our 100 series. Yeah, it's a great guitar.
Yeah.
Every night we'd play that, it would sell.
Right.
And we realized that maybe there's a market here for people that have maybe traditionally been a little bit more intimidated by a big 12 string.
Sure. Yeah.
Usually bigger guitars, sometimes the action's a little higher, the intonation is a little bit challenging.
Right.
And so a lot of us, and myself included in this conversation, I kind of gave up on 12 strings for a lot of years. And
As did I.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to bring you back. So that's
Cool.
kind of cool. What we did was we decided to make 12 strings across all our body shapes this year. And we're starting with this one. This is my favorite guitar of the whole show. So we'll start here. This is the 562.
Okay.
So basically what Andy Powers did is he made a grand concert, which is our smallest body shape, turned it into a 12 string, voiced it, did all the bracing, but also made it a 12th fret.
Right.
What that means is the neck is attached at the 12th fret,
Right.
bringing the bridge back. So the point is that we have a guitar now that if you're just a regular 6-string acoustic player, or even a smaller body acoustic player, this is something you can get around and have a great voice with and start experimenting with. So I'm going to play it for you. Just listen for a second, tell me what you think.
It's smooth.
It's smooth.
You know, being all mahogany, it kind of takes some of the brightness, some of that clangy brightness that you typically hear, and all mahogany stuff, super mellow, smooth, very nice.
It does it well. For me, it was kind of counterintuitive to think of a smaller body 12 string. I thought it might err on the side of being too bright, and it's not. It's actually very balanced.
It is.
It just sounds very great. It's great for recording. It's great for, and Andy Powers says it's great for sitting on a couch or just those moments of inspiration where you want a different voice. And a guitar like this, if you're not used to playing a 12 string, you sit down, you play it. Very quickly, you don't realize you're even playing a 12 string from a feel perspective, but all of a sudden you start wanting to create music maybe that you didn't even know was inside you. It's really fun.
Yeah, and even for vocal accompaniment too, I think it's something that's more balanced and not in your face. It's going to complement your voice better if you're a vocalist singing and playing at the same time.
That's a great point. Well, to counterbalance this, there are those guys that love the big 12 string. So what we did also this year, Andy went in, he took our Grand Orchestra, which is our biggest body shape, threw it in the 800 series because that's rosewood, Sitka, very popular wood combination.
Yeah, right.
So now we have an 858E, so a Grand Orchestra 12 string, revoiced, all the good stuff inside. You hit that one, it's a cannon of a guitar, and I like to say it's for the guy that wants to dominate the musical conversation, but in a very good way. It's very pleasing to the ear.
Right.
So if you're a heavy right hand and you want to dig in, that guitar is going to give you pretty much everything you put into it. So it's a really cool guitar.
Yeah, very cool. Now, I am a huge fan of 12 fret guitars.
As am I.
Yeah, I love the bass response. Why so much emphasis on the 12th fret for this year?
Essentially, again, being on the road, we know what people are starting to enjoy. A lot of people were never exposed to 12 fret guitars.
Right.
That's a guitar that dates back to really kind of 30s and prior.
Yeah.
And then around the 30s or so, the 14th fret guitars became kind of the more modern attachment to the necks for the guitars. And so we started playing around with them at our 35th anniversary, and people just took off and fell in love with them. We were taking them on the road, and then this last year, getting them in the hands of people at road shows, which is where we're in front of 50 to 500 guitar players in a given night.
Yeah.
They started playing, and it was like, wow, I love this guitar. Why do I love it? Well, we love it because it's a little bit smaller on the grand concert.
Right.
Medium scale length neck. It's got the guitar being attached to the 12th fret, brings your left hand significantly closer to you.
Sure.
So it's a more intimate, playable guitar. And on top of that, like you're talking about the warmth that you liked out of it, by moving the bridge to the lower bout, we're getting more warmth, a little more power, and a little more tactile feel. I mean, the top resonates, moves a little more there.
Absolutely.
So you feel the guitar differently, and it just becomes this thing where I think people feel like they're becoming more one with their instrument when they play a 12 fret.
Yeah.
So this year with the guitar you're holding, we added that to the line, which is from our 300 series.
Right.
We added a 322 E 12 fret. Love that guitar. And that's we should actually talking about the 300 series real quick.
Yeah.
We did the 300 series. Andy came up with an incredible pairing of woods this year that sounds phenomenal for us. He brought in Tasmanian blackwood.
Yeah. Okay.
And he paired it with a mahogany top. And that pairing in the 300 series is something special. It's a little bit more powerful. It's a little more dynamic in the tonal response.
Right.
And aesthetically, it looks really beautiful. But some of the behind-the-scenes reason that Tasmanian is so cool is because, or the Blackwood's so cool, is that it's pretty plentiful and it's an old growth tree, but it's being really ethically and responsibly harvested.
Right.
So we feel good about using it.
Sure.
And furthermore, Andy was saying as a builder, it takes glues well, it finishes well. So you have all these great, ethical things behind it. It finishes, works well, and then you string it up and play it, and it sounds amazing, and it kind of gives you a kind of a modern vintage thing. It's this neat pre-post type of thing.
Yeah, no, totally.
So very cool guitar.
Yeah, and also along with the 300s, there's redeveloping the 500s too.
There is. On the 500 series, we took the 500 series very much like how we approached the 600, 800, 900 series. So remember the last couple of years we revamped them.
Yeah.
Andy went in and he rebraced mahogany now because mahogany's turn for some love, right?
Sure, yeah.
So you rebrace mahogany so that every body shape has a unique bracing to really complement the body shape and the woods involved.
Yeah.
And as a result, we just have a 500 that sounds more like a 500 that we hoped it would sound like. If that makes sense. It's just a little bit better version of itself, and it's already a great guitar, so it's kind of a nice improvement.
Yeah, Gryphon had a chance to host Andy last fall, and he spoke and played, which was amazing all the way around.
Yeah.
But what he's done with the 8s, the 9s, and the 6s now, it's phenomenal, and it really does register with that kind of built-in tailored crowd that's been coming back for more all these years and getting new guitars, and it's something very cool, and we're stoked.
Yeah, well, it's funny because we've been building guitars really high quality for a lot of years. Playability has always been first and foremost, and next time. So we've always made great playing guitars, and sound is so subjective, what guitar sounds better. But with Andy, I think it's great because we're really, really chasing tone now. Yeah. We're chasing tone on guitars that are some of the best built in the world, so it's a fantastic combination for us. And now I think we're really legitimately making some of the best sounding guitars on the planet, and playability has always been key for us.
Absolutely.
One other thing I forgot to point out in the 500 series that's really cool, let me grab a guitar for you.
Sure.
So on the 500 series, on our 510 and our 516, we're featuring Lutz Spruce. Have you heard the story of Lutz?
Yeah, so Lutz is basically a hybrid of Engelmann and Sitka, I believe.
Very good. Yeah. Done your homework. So let me give you the story. It's kind of cool. Effectively, there's the Sitka spruce is found on the coastline of Alaska, right? Where it's a little warmer and a little bit wetter. Go up into the mountains, it's drier and cooler.
Right.
Engelmann spruce. Somewhere along the way, they cross paths.
It's
a naturally occurring hybrid, which is super cool.
That is cool.
And by finding it's relatively new to the instrument building world, but Andy started playing with it and really discovered its strength is more like Sitka, but it has a little bit of the sparkle of Engelmann. But the cool thing is, he said it really reminded him of a lot of instruments that he had played from the 20s, 30s, a little bit later, earlier Adirondack.
Yeah.
So it kind of has extra gear like Adirondack. So it's kind of like all those spruces, a little bit mixed into
one. A little more headroom, or a player who maybe has a more of a heavy hand, a more aggressive attack, can really dig in and not have to worry about breakup and
but
you
can
low
still
ceiling.
finesse it too with the top end shimmer.
And it has the look of Engelmann too. It's got kind of that pale. Pale look to it.
So we did on the 510. That's also interesting. I'll let you play this in a second, but we did a medium scale length neck on this, so 24 7/8.
Okay.
We did a slotted peg head.
Yeah.
Lutz top and a V carve on the back. So this has been kind of a fan favorite of the show as well.
So why the shorter scale? It's shorter than your regular scale.
It's just something that people like on a dreadnought. It's something people like, Not always, not everybody, but there's people who take these out on the road who want to custom dreadnoughts with that, and they just go crazy for them. And the V-carve, same thing. V-carve, I'm not sure if a V-carve is a love-hate thing, but the people that love it, love it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the people that don't love it, but it's a cool carve. So you're getting that is a pretty powerful guitar in a little bit smaller package with that shorter scale.
Yeah.
So it's nice. How's it feel?
Feels great. It's like you said it has that extra gear, and I can feel it. It's like I can.
You just keep going.
Yeah.
It's not compressing too much.
Yeah, it's not breaking up. It's not compressing, and you feel like you can really hit it and still get the clarity that you're expecting to get out of it. So.
Oh, cool. Any other questions?
No, I think you did a great job of explaining what's new for 16. Everyone at Gryphon here is excited to be a part of it, and need everyone to come on down to the shop or give us a call because there's some good stuff to see.
Yeah, your guys' store is awesome, man.
Yeah,
I love that place, man. I can't wait to be up there again. Thank you
totally,
very much.
Yeah.
Have a good, enjoy the rest of the show.
You too, bud.